Welcome to another tutor short provided by the Educational Support Services Department of Lehigh Carbon Community College in Snexville, Pennsylvania, which is just outside of Allentown. These videos review key learnings for the science courses provided here at LCCC. And please remember that the Educational Support Services Department does provide walk-in tutoring 5 days a week.
Hello and welcome to the Anatomy and Physiology 2 Tutor Short, The Digestive System, given by your tutor, Laura Heck. This image is a sagittal view of the right half of the head and neck. You can see the oral cavity, also known as the mouth, located here. Within the oral cavity, you can see the tongue muscle. You can see the hard palate, as well as the soft palate. And the uvula, which hangs down in the back of your throat if you open your mouth really wide. Your tongue helps to mechanically process, moisten, and mix your food with your saliva secretions. Here you can also see your lips and your teeth. In the following slide, we will go over your teeth. Here you can see your incisors. You have 4 incisors on top and you have 4 on the bottom. The incisors are used to slice food. You have 2 canines on top and 2 on bottom. Your canines are used to tear your food. Here you have your premolars. You have 4 on top and 4 on bottom. Your premolars are used to grind your food. And the rest of the teeth in the back of your mouth are your molars. They are used to grind your food, and you have between 4 and 6 on top and 4 and 6 on bottom. The number varies because your third molar, also known as your wisdom teeth, may or may not come in. Therefore, you have 20 primary or baby teeth, and you have 28 to 32 permanent teeth. Posterior to the nasal cavity and the oral cavity is an area known as the pharynx. It is made up of a nasopharynx up in here, an oropharynx in this area, and a hypopharynx located down here. The hole located here is known as the eustachian tube, which connects to your ear. From the pharynx, there are 2 options to go down into the body. You can choose the more anterior tube, known as the trachea, or you can choose the posterior tube, known as your esophagus. When you breathe, air goes in and down through the trachea to the lungs, whereas when you eat, food travels in the posterior tube, the esophagus, to your stomach. This structure right here is known as the epiglottis, and it is the flap of cartilage that depresses during swallowing to cover the windpipe, ensuring that food goes down your esophagus and into the stomach. In this view, you can see where the esophagus meets the stomach. The sphincter that separates the esophagus from the stomach is known as the lower esophageal sphincter or the gastroesophageal sphincter. And that is located right here. This organ right here is known as your stomach. This is the cardiac part of your stomach. This is the fundus area. This is the body. And this is the pylorus. The stomach has a greater curvature on this side and a lesser curvature here. Now looking on the inside of the stomach, the inside has ridges and folds, and the ridges here are known as rugae, which mechanically process food through muscular contractions. The stomach also secretes acid and enzymes to help chemically break down food. The outlet from the stomach is controlled by the pyloric sphincter, and that is located here. Food from the stomach then passes into the small intestine. In this view, we have removed the stomach, and you can see the first part of the small intestine here, known as the duodenum. The small intestine is made up of 3 segments. The duodenum, the first part, which then transitions into the jejunum, and finally the ileum. The small intestine absorbs water, vitamins, ions, and other organic substrates. In this view, we have left the stomach, which is up here, and we have removed the large intestine. So now you can get a better view of how the duodenum rotates. Secretions from the liver, which is located up in this region, as well as the gallbladder and the pancreas, enter into the duodenum via the common bile duct. And this is part of the pancreas. The liver, located here in this image, the gallbladder located here, the pancreas located here, and over here is your spleen, just for an added organ. The liver makes bile for lipid digestion, which is then stored in the gallbladder, and the liver is connected to the common bile duct via the hepatic duct. And the gallbladder is connected to the common bile duct via the cystic duct. The pancreas is connected to the common bile duct via the pancreatic duct. And this common bile duct empties into the duodenum. Your gallbladder and liver are located on the right side of your body, just underneath the diaphragm. The pancreas is located in the center, just posterior to the stomach. The pancreas has exocrine cells that secrete buffers and digestive enzymes, and endocrine cells that secrete hormones. Here is a closer view of what I was stating. This organ is your liver, and this is your gallbladder, and this is your cystic duct going into your common bile duct, and coming out of the liver is your hepatic duct. In this image, you can see the small intestine and all of its length. In humans, it is about 6 meters or 20 feet long, whereas the large intestine is about 1.5 meters or 5 feet long. This is your small intestine, all of this. And you can see parts of your large intestine there. The small intestine is one continuous tube, and so to get through it, you have to go around all of the different parts. If we remove the small intestine, now we're able to get a better look at the large intestine. Here you can see the ileocecal valve, where food is coming from the ileum of the small intestine into the large intestine. You can see the cecum located here, and you can also see your appendix. You can see the ascending, the transverse, and then the descending colon. In the large intestine, dehydration or water reabsorption by the body happens, and compaction of indigestible materials is prepared for elimination. You can see your Tenier coli right here, running lengthwise with the colon, and you can see your haustra here, or the small pouches that give the colon its unique look. From the descending colon, you then have your sigmoid colon and the rectum. This is an image of your abdominal cavity all put together. You can't see it in the model, but the greater omentum is a large apron-like fold of visceral peritoneum that hangs down from the stomach. Its main functions include fat deposition, thus giving the greater omentum its yellow appearance, and infection and wound isolation, helping to limit the spread of intraperitoneal infections. Before we end this video, I do just want to run through the eating of, let's say, a cheeseburger. Your cheeseburger enters into your oral cavity. As you swallow, it then goes down through your esophagus, into your stomach, into your small intestine, the duodenum, your jejunum, your ileum, into your large intestine, ascending, transverse, descending, sigmoid, your rectum, and out your anal canal. This concludes the video on the digestive system. If you have any interest in checking out the models, we are located in the Science Tutoring Lab in the Educational Support Services Center, SH 150. Thanks for watching.